All right, we do want to welcome in our Facebook audience. For those of you that are catching this on the replay or live, sometimes when there's nothing on the screen, people think the audio is not working. So just kind of letting you guys know we're getting ready to get going here. We're about 60 seconds away from Pastor Mel and the incredible guest he has lined up for tonight for the Fireside chat. Just want to make sure you guys know that the audio is working, although there's nothing on your screen yet. And so, again, for those of you that are on the replay or even catching this live, just sit here letting you know, hey, the sound is working, right? We're just a few seconds here before we're underway. And Pastor Mel, I'm going to make you the host again. And there you go, sir. You are now the host. It is now your show.
All right, Coach Todd. Much love to you, man. Thanks for all you do.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get this party started. We're going to go ahead, since it's already Facebook Live. This is Mel Keys in San Antonio, Texas. I am honored today to serve as your host alongside, in her absence, my coach, and that is Deborah Taylor. Shout out to her. I'm sure that she's doing some great things where she is. Shout out to everybody everywhere. We got about 63 nations covered, and it's growing every single week. And that's exciting all by itself. But tonight we're hosting here from San Antonio, Texas, and we have some information to share with our guest. But before we get to that, we got some administrative things I'm going to ask you to do. Go ahead and start inviting someone to this broadcast quickly. It's going to be some presentation. We're going to give you some very important information because you don't know what you don't know, and you need to know. And we're going to give you that. But right after the information, there's going to be some incredible eyewitness testimonies. I believe that everything should be established in the mouth of credible witnesses. And we have just a couple of credible witnesses. It says 2 or 3. We got 2 tonight. And that's plenty when it comes to the type of things that we'll be talking about. Because I tell you, it's the real deal, Holyfield. Tonight, let me go ahead and ask you, just start sharing. Mom said sharing is caring, so let's make that happen. Let us know what city you're in. Let us know what state you live in, even what nation you're in. Let us know whether you're watching this live or by the replay. I'm going to call it up on my screen as well, just to make sure. I'm going to invite a few people. All right, we got Coach D says she will come on tonight. That's incredible. So I'm going to ask her to get in position and put it in. And if I can find her in there, I'm going to make her one of the panelists as well. That's certainly going to be a treat on tonight. I also have a special something I'm going to share with you in this presentation. Let me just slow down just a moment. I was so honored on today. It's actually my wife and I, 16 years serving at the Joshua House of Worship, San Antonio, Texas, and pastoral ministry. It was just an incredible day. But one of the things shared was a song, and it was a tribute. And I'm going to share that with you all today. Don't get scared because I'm not going to sing it. That's not my role, but I will play the video because I think the message in the song, I mean, it's so incredible. I never heard of the artist, never heard the song, but when I heard it, immediately I thought about sharing it with you all tonight because it's so apropos for who we are as a company, and that's Trevorium. And you know, you need to hashtag this anyway if you haven't done it already. Hashtag a better life requires a better way. A better life requires a better way. I'm going to go to my feed and see if you guys are there in the comments, because that's what I need you to do. We're about to take orbit. We're about to blast off, but I need everybody watching, if you'll do this very quickly for me. Hashtag a better life requires a better way. And with that being the case, we're going to go off. Well, it looks like, let me see if I can make this right. Are you all able to hear me better and see me a little bit better now that the mic is on? Well, let me make sure you guys can. I'm going in my comments. Can you see and hear me okay? Were you able to hear anything that I said before? Give me some commentary. Let me know. Thank you. It's good, always good to look into the comments. A better life, there you go, requires a better way. You got it. So you heard my voice, you just didn't see my face. I'm like Coach Todd, he says all the time, everybody doesn't have a face for TV. Some have a face for radio. Maybe that's the case tonight. We got our radio on tonight. That's okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to blast off. I hope to see Coach Deborah in the feed. And when she does, I'm going to put her on as well. We got one-star director, Demand High. I'm going to put him in position in just a moment. So all of the panelists tonight, this evening, this morning, depending upon where you are, we're going to put you in position in just a moment. But for right now, I'm going to start sharing my screen. And I have a little bit of a PowerPoint presentation information for you. Let me pull that up so we can get this thing cooking with fish grease. How about that? Here we go. Trevorium, a better life requires a better way. Kyle Thor, man, you are the hero icon. Got to connect with you. I'm going to make it happen this week. Look for a message. Jamal Swans, much love to you, bro. Looking forward to seeing you real soon on the sand beaches of Jamaica. Jamaica funk, that's what it is. Tanya, so good to see you. Thanks for chiming in. All right, we're ready to go. Trevorium, a better life requires a better way. Before I go a step further, let me just throw this extra. There is a thing that we need to say. It is a disclaimer. It's a legal disclaimer, but also it's an ethical disclaimer, meaning that we are a company of integrity. We are a company of full disclosure and transparency, and we don't make promises or income claims and guarantees, and there's no crystal ball and there's no, pie in the sky, none of that. We don't do any of that. But what we tell you, if you work hard and if you stay with it, and if you're coachable and teachable, great things can happen. Life can change. And we believe in that with all our hearts and all our souls. We're not telling you what we heard. We're telling you what we know time and time again, all around the world. Testimony after testimony, lives have been changed. But we do not give it to you as a promise. We do not give it to you as a guarantee. Number one, it's not legal. And number two, it's not even ethical. There are so many people that get involved in this today, and today's Sunday, and by Monday, they'll be in something else. They'll quit, and they don't just quit on the opportunity. They really quit first and foremost on themselves. You'll never win at anything like that. Somebody put that in the comments, please. Let's go do that before we move further. You'll never win at anything like that. Not life. You can't even get promoted on your job like that. You got to stay a while. Come on. You got to put in the work. You got to do the thing. There's some things involved. So that's our disclaimer. We're not trying to give you any promises tonight, but we promise you this. If you do the work, it'll pay you better than you've ever been paid, and you'll enjoy more than you've ever enjoyed before. And we know this to be true. If you had all the time and money in the world, we've done the math. We've done the surveys. We've asked the questions, not just in the United States, not just in the UK, not just in Canada, not just down in South Africa, not just in Brazil, Australia, wherever, not just in the nations around the globe, 63 plus and growing every single month. We've asked the questions globally. If you had all the time and all the money in the world, what in the world would you do? Guess what they said? They said they would travel. If that's you, you're in the right place at the right time, because that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. At least that's the foundation of it. That's a wonderful piece of what we're going to be talking about tonight. Travel. We're going to talk about it from the perspective of a thing to do, a lifestyle to have and obtain, but also as an opportunity, because they're both one and the same. Most people, however, they dream about travel on vacations and getaways and seeing the world, and they have this thing one day when you fill in the blank. Put what it is your one day win is. When the kids, get a little older, when they graduate, or after my daughter gets married, or my son, after, we retire. I mean, we have so many. It's like a laundry list of things. We say when this happens, then we'll start doing that. Well, could I ask you a question this evening or this morning, wherever you are watching the replay? What happens if that day never comes? Maybe you need to stop waiting for when that happens. Let me say it again. Maybe you need to stop waiting for when that happens, whatever that is. Because if you wait for that and it doesn't happen, then you never get to the dream. And life is meant to be lived chasing the dream. Most people dream about it. Their eyes are closed. Trevorium, every member around the globe in the 63 plus nations, we dream too, but our eyes are open. Say it again. We dream too, but our eyes are open. We believe that you should have many more getaways. We believe that you should have many more vacations. We believe that you should have many more precious memories with your loved ones and your family, not just, at grandma's house. That's beautiful, and you need to do that too. But grandma had some dreams. Take her somewhere that she's always dreamt about and wanted to go. Take your siblings, go on that sibling vacation. Go take your children, your grown children. Maybe you didn't have a chance to do certain things when they were kids because maybe you didn't have the time. Maybe you didn't have the money, but now you do. And it's time to do something different. And we know that a better life requires a better way. And you no longer, my friend, if you're watching this and somebody invited you to this presentation, is because they care about you. They want to see you upgrade your life. They want to see you live a better life. They want to see you have more of what you've been dreaming about with your eyes closed. And now they want to see you experience it with your eyes open. Most people dream, we do too. It's just that we dream so differently. In fact, when people dream about travel and they take travel, they usually do it in at least a few ways. I'm going to just go through these real quick. The way that most people travel, and I don't know if it's you, it's been me before. I think we've all been here for the most part. Number one, they save up money and they pay ridiculously high retail prices. I want somebody to hashtag this for us real quickly. Hashtag no more retail. Hashtag no more retail. Here's what's true. Everywhere there's a business, the business operates to make money. And in most of the cases, the way it works, especially in a capitalistic society or societies around the globe, there's a law of supply and demand. And there's also the principle that you buy low and you sell high. And there's some middle guy in the middle. And sometimes there's many or multiple middle persons in the middle. And all of those persons need to get paid. And every single time that service or that product touches a hand, guess what? Someone else is getting a piece of the pie. They're getting paid. And that just makes your prices ridiculously higher. It doesn't matter if that's the dress that you just bought. Doesn't matter if that's the suit you just got, the shoes, the car, the house, or even the vacation. There are some ridiculously high prices that all of us probably have paid at some point in time. And that's the number one way that most people travel. They save up, they put the money in the bank, the credit union, under the mattress, in the cookie jar, whatever. And then at the end of that time frame, allotted time frame, they pay the ridiculously high prices. But hashtag, thank you, Kyle. Thank you, Kevin. Good to see you, man. No more retail. Dolores, it's good to see you, darling. Here's the second way that a lot of people all around the globe, without respect to person, this is how we travel. The average, they run up credit card. Oh my God. The debt can be massive. Hands up if that's ever been you. Oh Lord, paying those things off can be a booger bear. I mean, you can take a vacation with your family in December, depending upon how large your family and where you're going, your taste and all that, so forth and so on, your style, your flow, your flavor, whatever, all of that, it can be expensive. And you'll put it on a credit card and maybe it's 5 or 10,000. Sometimes it could be more, whatever, depending upon your taste now and depending upon your credit limit. And you think you've done something. You think you've gotten away and you've lived it up, but guess what? You gotta pay the piper. You gotta pay for it. And here's what I know to be true. After you pay for it, you've paid for it not once. You've paid for it, depending upon that credit, twice, and sometimes 3 times and 4 times. You're paying for vacations that you took 2 or 3 years ago by running up that credit card debt. So we know that's a no-no. And if you know anybody that's operating in that way, please, for the love of God, reach out to them quickly. Get them on this presentation right now, or get them on this presentation watching the replay, because we're going to show them something that's going to show them how to literally eliminate that credit card debt, the existing credit card debt, and we're going to show them how to totally eliminate credit card debt from being a thing that they continue to do. Number 3, this is how so many people around the world travel. One of the most common ways. They pay enormous prices for timeshares. Oh my God. Somebody put OMG in the comments if that's been you. That was Kendra and I for many years, until about maybe 5 years ago. We're paying on that last one. We've had 3, and that last one, $379 a year. That was the mortgage, the maintenance fee. We got 1 week a year, and sometimes that was hard to get to, depending upon a few other variations. And we could trade it out, but it was always difficult to get, because the more people bought into it, the more crowded it got. and it just stopped offering the things that it did at the very beginning. So we were getting less and less of a benefit and less perks and all that, and yada, yada, yada. It got old, but guess what? No matter how old it got, we had to keep paying that mortgage, $379 a month. Well, guess what? Somebody put guess what, hashtag guess what in the comments. I'm going to tell you something. Hashtag guess what in the comments. I can tell you what happened. Let me just throw it at you. We found out that in this particular program, Travorium, A Better Life Requires a Better Way, we have a powerful program. It's called Dreamcations. And inside of the Dreamcation portal, lo and behold, was the same timeshare that we have been paying a mortgage on for several years. Took it upon the word of everything that was in print, because sometimes you say, you read the fine print and you say, oh my God, this is not what they said. Well, guess what? It was exactly what they said. We paid $59 for the whole week at the same place that we used to pay $379 a month for, whether we went or not. Now you tell me if that's not good or good. Which one is it? It's even better than that. It's gooder than good. I'm telling you, we paid $59, I'm saying it again, for the entire week for a place that we used to pay $379 a month for, whether we went to or not. You do the math, which would you choose? And you say, well, that was just a fluke. It was just something in the system. Something was in the air, some accident, some, glitch in the system. We've done it twice. And in fact, we've stayed multiple places, probably about a dozen so far, all around Texas and various other places as well. Programs that people are paying big money for, much more than we were paying, and we've enjoyed it immensely. So we're going to share more of those testimonies later. But let me just tell you this, hashtag no more timeshares. If you know anybody that's wanting to get out of what they've done, the disaster they've made, if you know anybody that's about to go into that disastrous relationship, can you share this presentation with them? You will be doing not only them a service and a favor, but their children and their children. They will all hail your praises. They will all come to you with a heart full of gratitude, because you're going to help them a whole lot. Here's another way that a lot of people travel. Very common. I've been there, done that. They stay with fill in the blank. For some it's grandma. For some it's pawpaw, big mama, auntie, unc. I don't know, a cousin. A girlfriend, I don't know, your first boyfriend. I don't know who you stay with when you go on vacation. But let me tell you what, it's not a real vacation when you're doing it like that. I mean, there are so many things we miss out on because we've not known anything different. But if you keep doing what you've been doing, you'll always get the same thing. And we're telling you there's a better life that requires. How about staying in, and you can take grandma with you. You can take big mama, whoever you want to take, that's fine. But we can get you set up in 4- and 5-star hotels and resorts around the globe, where you can stay literally in this program for pennies on the dollar. And you don't have to keep staying on someone's couch in someone's bedroom that's not really suited for you in the first place, calling that a vacation, because the reality is, it's really not. Somebody put that in the comments. Hashtag that really wasn't a vacation. If you know what I'm talking about, hashtag that really wasn't a vacation. And then last but not least, maybe this is the most pitiful of all of them and the most tragic of all of them. There are so many people around the world. They work hard for the money. Who was that? What sisters was that? I can't remember, but you know what I'm talking about. They work hard for the money. I mean, you put in a lot of work. Sometimes you have not only your full-time job, but a secondary or tertiary. I mean, you're working shifts around the clock. You're on call. And not only do you work hard for the money, but you have so many people. Life becomes very demanding. You have family that's calling on you. Some of you are servants in the community, servants in nonprofits and churches and synagogues and mosques and all kinds of religious institutions around the globe. And you do what you do. It's not even about the money. You work hard. You put in a lot of work. People are pulling on you all the time. And the most tragic thing is, you take time out of your life that you'll never get back, by the way. You take time out of your life and you spend it. You don't spend it, really. You invest it in so many others. The most tragic thing, my friend, is that you don't have any investment in yourself. There are so many people, the most common way they travel, the most common way they vacation is they don't. And that should be no more. If you don't hear anything else tonight, I want to caution you, my friend. I want to caution you, my brother, my sister, you got to have a change of life. There is a better life, and it does require a better way. And we're going to offer that to you tonight, because life is too short not to begin living your dream. And even if that dream is just taking 1 or 2 vacations a year, that doesn't cause you to rob the bank and come back, in massive debt. Taking not just, maybe yourself and of course your loved ones, your family. You deserve that. You put in too much work. You put in too much effort, too much blood, sweat, and tears. So we want to challenge you tonight that those old ways, and those probably, to be honest with you, just most common ways that the majority of people travel, we're going to show you. Here comes Travorium. And we've said it once, we've said it again, a million times might be necessary. A better life requires a better way. And we're going to show you how to get much of your time back. Not only are we going to show you how to get much of your time back, but we're going to show you how to multiply your money. And whenever you can get your time and multiply your money at the same time, we call that freedom. And one of the things that we show you in this freedom plan, hashtag freedom plan, y'all, hashtag freedom plan, is how to acquire and maintain multiple streams of income. Why is this important? Because multiple streams of income, it is absolutely no longer a luxury. It is a necessity. In fact, one of the wisest, wealthiest persons on the planet, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. You don't want that to be the case. I mean, we say it all the time. You go to all of these establishments, whether it's a restaurant, whether it's one of the chain outlets, Walmart, Sam's, whatever, you'll see in all these places persons that for a fact, sometimes twice your age, 3 times your age, depending upon how old you are, and you'll look at them and you'll look and you'll wonder. It brings up a question mark. Why are you in your retirement years and you're bent over working here, and the place where they are at the restaurant or Walmart or wherever? It's not like they're making a whole lot of money, but they're making in their mind enough, just enough to keep up, just enough to survive, just enough to get by. And if I don't say anything else, it's time out for just enough. Can you put that in the comments? Hashtag is time out for just enough. Why are we settling and living in a place of just enough when we have so many lucrative opportunities like the one that I'm sharing with you tonight? We've not gotten into the detail and the content, but stay put, stay in place, strap in, because we're going there. And if you're tired of just enough, if that's no longer sufficient for you, if that won't cut it for you, if that's not been your dream, but it's been a nightmare and you don't want to live another day in that space, stay locked in. Man, this is going to get good. There's a gentleman. You need to get every resource you can. Subscribe to his YouTube, his podcast, get his books. Particularly, I challenge you to start with Cash Flow Quadrant. Robert Kiyosaki, he's put this masterful teaching in place, and it teaches about the 4 different ways we earn wealth or create wealth in our minds anyway, for some. And he splits it up into these 4 sections. And the first half of the whole 4, on the left, you'll notice there's an E and there's an S. And in the E, that E represents the employee. Let's talk about that for just a moment. That employee, that's not only a situation, but it's also a mindset. Somebody put that in the comments. It's not just a situation, but it's a mindset. This employee is their mindset, their mentality, and it's okay to be there and to start there. But here's what I want you to get: you don't have to stay there. In fact, you really shouldn't. You should be moving out of that status, and you should be moving out of that scenario, and you should be moving out of that mindset with post haste as quickly as possible, because the employee is in a position where what they're building, they'll never own. They're always building. Sometimes they work by the sweat of their brow. Sometimes they work with brain power and experience and skills, and the skills can be high. But no matter what they're working with, their hands, their heart, their head, no matter what, it's never theirs. They never own it. They have literally their wealth of talent and skills and their time, the essence of their life, has been leased by someone in a higher place, by someone in a higher position, someone who is the true visionary, who has mined the talent and used it for the benefit of themselves. And that employee is left many times holding the bag, because if the visionary, the CEO, and all of those, the owners of whatever it is the employee is working for, if they ever make up their mind to make any changes, there's absolutely nothing that the employee can do about it. They can't stop them. If they change all the locks, if they move to another country, if they move to another continent, if they shut it all down, if they decide to bring in a whole new staff and change everything, there's nothing that the employee can do about it. And you work so hard. And at the end, there used to be a promise, after so many 30, 40 years, you'll get the gold watch, you'll get to retire and live happily ever after. Could I tell you that those days are long gone? And the employee now in a career, in a lifetime career, will have moved dozens of times, by not just by default, but out of necessity, from one job to another career path to something else, because things are not what they used to be. And if you're beginning to realize that the light is coming on, that the dream that you were sold about working for this company or working for that company, if you don't see the light at the end of that tunnel like you used to, could I tell you, now's the time. There was a movie with it. I'll call it this way: get out. Okay? Get out of that thing. And I don't mean quit tonight. I don't mean resign tomorrow. I mean, you need a plan. You need an exit plan. That's what you need. That E should stand for exit plan. You need an exit plan out of the mindset that you have to work all of your life for somebody else. It wasn't meant to be that way. The S is for self-employed. The self-employed person, many times they've taken the same skill sets, the same experience that they've learned and honed in on. They cut their teeth as an employee. Now they're expert. Now they've put in enough hours and they have mastered that thing to a level where they can do it on their own. They really don't need any supervision. They don't need any additional resources. In fact, they were doing it better than the people that hired them. So they went out and they started their own janitorial service or their own restaurant chain. They went out and they started their own lawn mowing service, or they became a realtor and they started buying property. They own the thing. It's theirs. Maybe it's clothing and fashion, whatever it is they own, it has their last name on it. So you got to give them credit for that. Self-employed, S is for self-employed. Maybe we should put Superman there, Superwoman, because it's something super about being able to say, I've done this. This represents me. This is something that you can now pass on even to your children and your children's children. It has your last name on it. Come hell or high water, nobody can take it away from you. If something happens, you can always rebrand it, flip it, turn it around and do something else, but it's yours. And that's what you got to give respect and honor where honor is due. Now, here's the limit. The S section of the quadrant, many times that person is making more money, but they have less time. Here's why they have less time: because all the employees that work for them now and all the contractors that are connected with them, they don't have the same vision as them. And many times they have to cover not only for their own portion in the business, but they have to do the logistics. They have to do the administration. They have to do the distribution. They have to do all of these aspects of it. Before, when they were in the employee section, all they did was one thing. But now they're doing the whole thing, the whole enchilada, if you will. And it becomes very taxing on the time. And you can get old real fast trying to do everything. And some people really sink their business. Their business not only stagnates, but it can begin to sink. It can become to drown. You can drown in your own success even. There are people I know personally, they work 80, 90 hours a week. I met a guy just last week. Wife said he never takes vacation. All he wants to do is make money. Why? Because that's been his habit. And he's making a lot of money, but he doesn't have a lot of time because all of his time is absorbed in his self-owned business. So that's the E quadrant and the S quadrant. A couple other things. That's 95% of the population, y'all. 95% of the population is in that space. 5% of the wealth is there. Now you do the math. I wasn't that great back in the day, but I know this. If you got 95% of the population and 5% of the wealth is there, that's what we call a problem. That's what we call a crowd. And a crowd is in that space of people contending for 5%. Go to the right side, because the right side is the right side, and that's where you want to be. Somebody put that in the comments. Hashtag the right side is the right side. Mr. Robert Kiyosaki, he breaks it down this way. 5% of the population is there, but guess what? You'll love this. 95% of the wealth is there. Say it again. You only have 5% of the people on the planet. That's the population, 5%. But there's 95% of the wealth. You say, well, how in the world do they have all that wealth? 95% of the wealth, and it's only 5% of the people? Yep, that's exactly what we're saying. How did that happen? Are they that much more smarter? Do they work that much more harder? Do they have that much more education? Not at all. Sometimes they have less education. Sometimes they may not even be as smart. They're wiser, but not as smart always. And they certainly don't work any more harder. The hardest working people, to be honest with you, are on the other side. So it's not just working harder, it's working smarter. And they have businesses. B stands for business. You're a business owner. And in this case, a business system that you have literally leveraged yourself in a way that out of all the talent that's connected to your enterprise, whatever that enterprise is, you're getting a portion of the success and the profits because it all flows up, because you're making sure that they're getting what they want and you're getting what you want as a result of them getting what they want. You have a system in place and it works so well together. You see it all around the world. That's B for business. And then I is the investor. That person has learned to wisely invest their money. They don't even have to do anything besides invest their money. And their money makes money. Their money is their business. And it goes to work every single day, making quite a bit of change for them, to the extent that many people couldn't spend all the money they had in their whole lifetime, because it reproduces over and over again. The thing that you're going to love before we move on about Trevorium, and again, a better life requires a better way, is that B quadrant and that I quadrant, that's what we do. Somebody put that in the comments real quick. Hashtag, that's what we do. We have literally not only mastered, but we have gotten ourselves in a position to equip people like never before, everyday, ordinary people, to begin to live out extraordinary lifestyles by mastering that B quadrant and that I quadrant. We're going to show you a turnkey opportunity for business, for you to become an empowered business owner. We're also going to show you how with our system, you can become an expert investor, leveraging yourself on the expertise of the system and of those that we have connected ourselves with. So with that being the case, let me move in a little bit deeper. 3 ways to make more money because of Trevorium. A better life requires a better way. Number 1, we're going to show you how to save money. Number 2, we're going to show you how to make money. And number 3, we're going to show you, because you've made the money, now here's what you want to do. You want to grow the money you've made. Say it again, because you've made the money, we're going to show you how to grow the money you make. We master showing you all 3. The only question is if you show up as a student. The only question is, will you show up as a student? Because the things that this company teaches, they are worth thousands upon tens of thousands of dollars just to have the opportunity to learn them. And we can put you in a position, put you in a classroom. Now, what you do in that classroom, you do know that a whole lot of people go to class and go to school, but they never graduate. Well, we want to make sure that you get the cap, the gown, and everything in between that belongs to you, but it's up for you to show up and then allow these things to happen in your life. So let's talk about how you can save money, make money, and grow your money. 3 ways we travel, y'all, because this is what this is built on. We show you how to travel at substantially discounted rates, number 1. Number 2, we show you how to travel for free. That's an upgrade from the first. And number 3, my favorite, we show you how to get paid to travel. Now, if that's of any interest to you, you should stay right here, because we're going to go further. And we got some powerful testimonies we're going to be bringing in just a moment. But let me just tell you this. This is not pie in the sky. This is not make-believe. This is no form of exaggeration. These are not claims that have not already been proven. These are things that we can tell you all day, every day, with evidence, with receipts, so forth and so on. Travel with substantially discounted prices. What we mean by that is we don't pay retail. We're talking anywhere from 40 to 70% off. We travel for free. We're talking about traveling and paying $0 and 0 cents. Yes, that's true. And thirdly, we're talking about when you travel, why are you not allowing travel to pay you? Why are you not getting paid to travel? Because that's what we do. That's what we master. And that's what we show others how to do all around the world. And it's because of this visionary, he and his wife, shout out to the Hearts, David and Adela, we love you, world-class entrepreneurs, sterling reputation of being in business more than 30 years of vast experience, never had to work for anybody else, never had a desire to work for anybody else, never had a need to work for anybody else, because he learned at an early age how to use the skill sets to do everything that we've been talking about. And we have established this thing through their leadership, a worldwide company. 2013 is when we got started, so we're in our ninth year, coming into our ninth year. It says 52, but it's actually 60 plus countries around the world. Millions and millions of dollars have been paid out in commissions. And also, you should know this, we grew through COVID. Somebody hashtag that. Hashtag, we grew through COVID. There are so many things, companies, institutions, and everything else that went all the way down. They, oh God, I mean, went down to the bottom of the barrel. It was the worst for them. Many went out of business. Some of our competitors, many of them, in fact, went out of business. And that's not good news. That's sad news. It's tragic. And things like that happen. But here's what I want you to know, that from 2019 to the forward moment of where we are, we have grown by more than 400%. I mean, really, I can just shut up and that's called a mic drop right there, just by itself. From 2019 to this present moment, grown by more than 400% increase. How is that? Because where there is no vision, the people perish. But where there's a vision and a visionary like the Hearts, we prosper. And that's exactly what's been happening. And we are part of the three largest industries around the world. We're a part of travel. We're a part of the foreign exchange market. And of course, we're a part of direct sales. We call that the triple towers. If we were just talking about the top two, I'll call that peanut butter and jelly all day, every day. Travel and foreign exchange market, some short for Forex. And that may be uncommon to some. Maybe you've never heard of that. So we're going to talk about that for just a moment. And we're not going to go too deep in it, because one of the things I'm going to ask you to do, if you're watching this information, this presentation, getting it for the first time, somebody invited you to this broadcast, live or replay, you owe it to yourself. If it doesn't make sense, get your questions answered. Reach back out to the person that invited you to this broadcast. Exercise due diligence. Ask the question. There's no dumb question, because I promise you, if they don't know the answer, they know how to get the answer. And we're going to talk about it from the trade and the travel side, but we'll start with the trade, the Forex market, the foreign exchange. We're talking about every single day. There is a market that most of us, including myself, never knew anything about until, for me, about 3 years ago. And this particular market is larger than the US stock exchange. You're talking about, in fact, they trade at least on average as much as 20 times more than the volume of the US stock market. It is literally the largest financial institution on the planet, and it's one of the biggest secrets. And more wealth is producing this than everything else that we can think of. There are countries, much of the national increase is made in this market, banks and other lending institutions. And why is this? Because they're trading the currencies of the world. In other words, the nations and us, the US, what is our currency? It's the US dollar. You go to another nation, it's not going to be the US dollar. It's going to be whatever their currency is. And those currencies every single day is traded all around the world to the extent of about $6.8 trillion of volume every single, not year, not quarter, not month, but every single day. It runs 24 hours around the clock. It's easily accessible, though there was a time, thank God for deliverance. There was a time when to come to the table, to even be considered to be able to be a player, you would have needed to be one who had $1 million net worth, and you would have needed to have at least $100,000 as a deposit just to come to the table. Well, now if you have an internet signal and $100, you don't even need a desktop. You can do it on your mobile phone. You can come to the table. I want somebody to put this in the comments. Hashtag come to the table. Yeah, you need to come to the table. You need to come to the table because we have an opportunity, and this is powerful. I've joined the group, and I'm so proud and grateful for the leadership of Coach Todd Strand. He's been doing this thing, him and Coach Gina. They've been expanding the education due to what we're a part of and helping people, everyday ordinary people, to learn the system. We're seeing the math. We're seeing the testimonies. Now, this is not an income claim. This is not a guarantee or promise. This is just one example of people who have lost and made money. They started with approximately $30,000 or so sometime about November of last year. And that same $30,000 to reinvesting it and reinvesting it and reinvesting it in the same thing that we're talking about now, it's well over $1 million. Does that happen for everybody? Absolutely not. But I know people that will they'll buy $30,000 worth of lottery tickets and never get a dime for it, other than the paper that it was printed on. I'm telling you, there's a better life that requires a better way, not the stock market itself, but investing in the foreign exchange currencies and being able to use the platform, the educational platform, being able to use the one-on-one coaching, being able to use the group process that we use. It's kind of like no person, no trader left behind. We don't believe in that. If you plug into the system, if you can follow the instructions, chances are, yes, you're going to have some losses. You're not going to win every day. But if you just average it all out, you'll be very much a person acquainted with winning, because we have a system to do so. So let's talk about it just a little bit more. We're talking about being able to get daily market analysis from professionals, not some stuff that your cousin came up with and he doesn't know what he's talking about. We're talking about high quality trade ideas, and that's what they are. They're ideas. They're ideas, however, that have been panned out and filtered through a whole lot of experience. People who have traded billions of dollars, who are now in a position to show us the exact same things that they've done. Again, there are losses involved, but when you average out the losses with the wins, chances are, if you stay with it now, you're going to win, and you can win in a very huge way. Online tools. We're talking about a trading room platform. We're talking about an educational video library. We're talking about daily briefs on smart money and price action every single day that you can use to your advantage. We'll share more at another time, but we definitely want to get you cued in. We have a particular group led by Coach Todd Strand. It's called the Digital Nomads. I can't encourage you more to get involved. Whoever shared this broadcast with you and you're curious, you want to know more, ask them about getting into our free private Facebook group. Get exposed to the information so you can learn more about how you can become a Forex, or should I say an expert Forex trader. And it's a process. It's something that you learn over time. It's like going to school, but class will certainly be in session. Now let's talk about travel. We're going to kind of do this quickly because we got some key witnesses on trial. We'll put them on trial. We'll put them on the stand tonight. But the travel industry, as you know, is huge. Now, they said that it was dead. Somebody put this in the comments. Hashtag they lied to you. Hashtag they lied to you. If they told you travel was dead, and there were many who did, they lied to you. Man, you go to an airport right now. You go out there to a rental car place. There are places you can't even get a car because everybody's renting them. They're going, tickets are out, sales or hotels are booked. We're waiting on the cruises, but they're coming too. They're next. Here's what I'm saying. It's not dead. This thing is back and it's booming. They're going back on the honeymoons. They're doing the family reunions and they're exercising due diligence. They're making sure that they, whether it's the shots or whatever their things they're going to do to stay safe, they're going to do all that. But they're leaving the confines, maybe it's comfort, so I was going to say comfort, but they're leaving the confines of their homes and they're going back out into the world and they're traveling again. And it's time to do that. The travel industry is a huge industry and it was not dead. It was asleep, but now it's back. In fact, you need to know this, the travel industry itself as a business, when you look at it, examine the 10 largest companies online. Out of those 10 companies, 2 of them are travel companies. That's a major clue right there. Two of those companies, one Priceline Group, the other Expedia, and you usually think of all the other companies as being separate institutions. The reality is all the ones you see, at least 85% of them, they belong to one of those two companies. They're subsidiaries of those. In other words, there's a monopoly going on, and you don't get to keep Boardwalk. They kept Boardwalk, they kept Park Place. Come on, they kept Pacific. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Some of y'all, where my monopoly people at. They kept all those properties for themselves. Now, here's the thing about this. Booking Holdings and Expedia, they're the online travel agents or agencies, OTAs. They're doing billions of dollars in business. They're paying millions of dollars to their corporate staffs, their top CEOs, the top brass. Sometimes their bonuses alone can be much more than a nice annual salary. Their bonuses can be in the multiple six figures for those guys who, CEOs and CFOs and COOs of the companies. And I want you to understand this. They're doing this at our dime. They're doing this because they've mastered the space online. How is it that they are OTA, online travel agents, and they don't own a cruise ship? Not even one. They don't own any set of hotel buildings. They don't own any fleet of rental. They don't own any of that. All they own is the space online to market those prices back to us, those spaces back to us. And like I told you, supply and demand, they do it by buying low and selling high. That means we're being charged the difference between the wholesale price and the retail price, and that's how they're making themselves billions and billions of dollars every single year. And that's why we say to you, a better life requires a better way, because Trevorium comes in and it changes everything. It's a complete paradigm shift. It crashes that whole system. Trevorium is a life changer because we show you how to get out of that and to save up to 70% every time you travel. We show you how to get out of that and travel for free. We show you how to get out of that and get paid to travel. A few examples, and we're not just talking about travel alone. We're talking about activities. We're talking about tours. We're talking about group travel. We're talking about rental cars and resorts and shows and hotels and all the things in between that you'll do when you travel, as you travel. Why not get in a position that instead of going to Expedia and paying almost $1,800 for what you see on your screen, Crystal Resort, nice place, by the way, Cancun, Mexico, 7-day all-inclusive, $1,800. Why not pay $1,200 instead and save almost half? Why not do that? Somebody put hashtag why not in the comments. Paradise Point, here's another example. Beautiful place in San Diego, California. We have a world tour coming up in San Diego. You're going to love it. It'll be available. It's already available for you. Priceline, why not put yourself in a position to pay $665 versus almost twice that, $1,307? Why not save $641? Somebody put why not in the comments. Here's my favorite part, the dreamcations I talked about. Why not put yourself in a position? You do not have to buy a timeshare. In fact, you don't have to buy anything. You don't need to do that anymore. You can go where you want, when you want, with whom you want, using this system. And there are over 2,000 destinations around the world to do it. No one has to choose it for you. Somebody put this in the comments real quick. Why not? Getaways like Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, 7 nights, 8 days, $499 is the retail, which is actually not bad. But why not pay $0 and only be responsible for the tax? Somebody put it in the comments. Why not? Here's a few other examples. Orlando, Florida. You know who lives there, don't you? That's where Mickey is, and Minnie, and Daffy, and Goofy, and the whole clan. Well, the kids and the grandkids. They've been waiting to see them. They've been waiting to meet them, to get on the famous Space Mountain and all the other, that was me when I was a kid, but all of the wonderful things that they can do, they should experience that. But why do they only get to experience it once every 10 years or so? Why not experience it every year or a couple of times a year when you can have a 1-bedroom suite for 8 days, here it is, and pay $1 a night? Or in our titanium program, the same plan. Let me see if I can go back to it. I lost my spot. Go back to the same plan, titanium plan, $18.43 a night plus tax. Guys, why not? Canary Islands, it goes on and on. World tours around the world. There are so many opportunities. You would absolutely love them. Whether it's Spain, we have about, I think, a dozen and a half world tours this year. And that was because of COVID. If it wasn't because of COVID, we would have had more. But man, these world tours, not only are you talking about an opportunity to pay pennies on a dollar, but you're talking about a trip of a lifetime when you get not only to stay at a luxurious resort or hotel with mind-blowing amenities and perks and all that type of stuff and service, the level of the service is at the highest. But what I'm talking about is when you have like-minded people who are traveling there from other parts of the country, the parts of the continent, all around the world. In fact, 63 nations these things are available, and we get to meet our friends. We get to meet our family, some of them for the first time, some of them multiple times. We're planning these things out. We're going to meet at this one, we're going to rendezvous there, and then it just takes life to another level. And some people that you've been working with online only, and you've become family, you've become close friends. And then when you finally get to meet each other in person, it just takes it to a whole new level. These are the things that we do every day, all day around the world. That's a few of us, a handful of us with Coach Deborah and some of our team. And we got the Harts and the Strands and the Robertsons and just the whole group of leaders who have come to these life-changing events to say, hey, we're in this thing together and we're doing life together on a whole new level. And if that's something that resounds with you, if that's something that makes sense to you, that you no longer want to break the piggy bank and go in debt or delay doing it and wait for a better day and another day, and you want to start getting into this thing because you're starting to get the idea, the light is coming on, that a better life does require a better way, then you need to get with the person that invited you to this presentation. Because we're telling you absolutely without reservation or hesitation that a better life does require a better way. And you can do it as a travel trader, which will combine both industries together, or you can do it just on the travel side or just on the trader side. Any way you do it, just do it. Get your questions answered, get yourself in position so that you can literally start doing things on a new level. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm not even going to go into the prices about everything, because if you want to get started, here's what I need you to do. Reach out to that person that invited you to the broadcast, because they will help you get your questions answered. And if they're not able to do so, which I would doubt, then here's what they'll do. They'll point you to someone who can. I'm going to get things ready because I want our guests, we have several that are on tonight. I'm going to put them in a position where they can come on screen. I'm going to promote. I got my mentor and sponsor coming in. Coach D, I think I got you coming in, promoting. I have Tyrone. I'm going to put you to, I think Tyrone wanted to come on. We got to call Tyrone. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Hey, all right. I think I got him. All right, Miss Linda, I got you. I'm going to put you on. I think you're good to go now. So everybody should be good to go. Oh, wait a minute. We got Demond. I think it's Demond. I might pronounce it wrong. If I do, apologize. I'm going to promote you as well. With that being the case, if you all can put your cameras on, I'm going to share one more thing on the closing. I'm going to do it on the closing. And but what I want to do, if I got everybody in place, Linda, I'm trying to make yours come on, promote. And I did it 3 times. I don't know if it's on your side, why it's not doing it or not, but I should have everybody else. And if that is the case, let's see if I can get this thing to show. Can everybody see? And your cameras are on? I'm not seeing everybody. You should be able to turn your cameras on. If you're not, let me know in the comments, but your cameras, you should be able to turn your cameras on. I've already given you, we got it there. Let me see, got it there. Give me just one moment. Almost there. If you can try to turn your camera on as I'm doing these, so think we're there. Everybody there? Can you all see? No, I'm trying to get back to the screen where I can see everybody. Now I can't. I don't know what I've done. I've messed up everything. I'm gonna try not to mess anything up. All I see, I don't even see where y'all are. But that's all right. I can hear your voices. Do I have Coach D in the house?
Yes, sir.
Wonderful. You're on screen?
Yes, sir.
I don't know why I'm not seeing everybody, but a shout out to everybody. Let me get everybody very quickly, if you'll just introduce yourselves in 30 seconds or less, and then we're going to go ahead and proceed from there. Everybody give us a quick introduction, starting with Coach Deborah.
All right. Well, I am Coach Deborah, and I'm a 4-star director with Trevorium. And I want to thank, first of all, I wanted to come on here because Pastor Mel has been doing an amazing job in my stead. Woo! And all of you who have participated, this is a feat to do every week, right? So today is his anniversary, 16 years as a pastor, and he still found time to get on here and take care of business. And so that says a lot about him. I don't really need to say much about me. I've been in this business 3 years, about 3.5 years. I am looking forward to going ambassador by August. That is my debt. That is my due date. There you go, Pastor Mel. There's my due date. And I am a 4-star director, and I am excited about this business. Didn't come in to do anything else but to travel, and God has blessed me immensely. Wow. So back to you, Pastor Mel.
My love, my love, my love. Also at the top left, Lady T, tell us a little bit. Just introduce yourself real quick.
Hi, I am Tanya Barnes. I am a platinum travel trader director in this business. I love to travel for free, and I just love this business. I don't know what more I can say about it. Back to you, Coach.
All right. Thank you so much. And then to my right on the top, I think it's 2 or 3 a.m. there. Mahmoud, tell us what time it is. Tell us a little bit about yourself. And let me just say this. Not everybody looks like that 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. All right.
Nah.
It's nearly 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm in the UK and I love this business. It's just why I'm on here at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, because this is my family and I love you guys. It's an amazing business. No reason not to be here.
All right. Thank you so much. And we got to call Tyrone. Listen, everybody don't know what they go back to, but we going to call you. Man of God, tell us a little bit about yourself.
How you doing? My name is Tyrone Haynes. I'm a platinum director with the company Travel, and I'm getting ready to go to Jamaica in less than 14 days, and I'm gonna see some of you beautiful people face to face, eyeball to eyeball, and looking forward to a great opportunity, not only to learn from you guys, but the camaraderie. There's nothing more exciting than being around someone that's cheering for you.
Yes.
We go to corporate America, nobody's cheering for you. You don't see the confetti fall when you come in like, oh,
hey,
yeah. But they'll ask about you when you're out sick. That's when they ask about you, when you're out sick. Right. When you're coming back.
Right. Absolutely. I got you. Man, that's so good. I'm going to make Elaine a co-host as well. Elaine, give me just one moment, my dear. I'm setting it up for you to come in. We also have one other person on the screen. I don't know. I don't have a clue who that is. 1-star director D. Who is that? If you can, let me see. Is that set up? You should be. You are a co-host. If you want
this is Demar. Hi, Pastor Mel Keys. Thank you for having me on the call. Yeah, absolutely. But I'm driving, so I got my kids in the car, and I just want to, just make sure we get to where we need to get to safely. And
oh yes,
I'm happy to tap in. I'll be happy to tap in with everybody here this short. Okay.
Excellent, man. Well, man of God, you stay safe on the road, and thanks for being a part. Miss Elaine, if you're not able to turn your camera on, if you'd like to say something real quick, introduce yourself. Miss Elaine, if you're there. All right, we'll keep it moving. Listen, I heard a song today. I'm gonna share it on the end, and I'm gonna dedicate that to all of the Trevorium family all around the globe. So make sure I don't forget to do that, because it spoke to my heart volumes. And I think it so represents who we are as a company, without regard for what nation we're in, what team we're on, so forth, because it's all one team. It's our spirit. It's a sentiment. Maybe we need to talk to the artist and the producer of that and kind of ask it if it can be our theme song, but it's powerful. But before we go to that, let's just talk about, and we'll just go around with a couple of things. We're going to talk about the travel side, and we're going to talk about the opportunity as a whole. How has this thing changed? We say a better life requires a better way. You've experienced something that was better than what you have, better than what you had. We'll start with Coach Tanya. How has this thing spoken to you to make that true? A better life requires a better way. How has Travorium showed you a better way as it relates to your travel?
Oh, wow. I've always dreamt of traveling the world and just seeing everything that God created. I come from a long line of military men and women, so I was prior Air Force. Travel is my thing. So when I was a little girl, I've been to Chicago, all over the place because where my grandfather was stationed at. And not traveling seems foreign to me. And when you work in all these different jobs, like I've been an employee, I've been reading the Cash Flow Quadrant book, and man, this is like my second Bible. I've been in the employee side since I was 14 years old, sometimes working 2 jobs. The only thing I missed out on was time with my children. Travorium has given me that time back. I've lost a son. I have an adult son left. So me and him get to travel together, doing the things that we said we was going to do anyway. It dumbfounded me when I came across Travorium, and I was like, man, I've been wasting money all this time.
Right.
It's just an amazing company, and the people that make it up is just even amazing.
I love it. I love it. Thank you for sharing that. I felt every bit of that. My move, 3 o'clock in the morning almost. How has this thing kept you up and energized like clockwork? How have you seen a better life and a better way inside of Travorium as it relates to travel?
I've always traveled. Since my husband died 14 years ago, it was my way of making my children's memories be happy memories, not just the fact that they lost their dad when they were so young. So travel has been a necessity for me, not just a luxury. So when I came across this, it was like, I'm going to save money, I'm going to make money. But much more than that is meeting all of you guys. I've not met any of you in person, but you're still family to me.
That's right.
And it's just amazing the support we have for each other and how much everybody is always there. If you're missing for a day, they're there going, are you okay? They're checking up on you because we care.
Yes.
And I think that's the more important thing, more than the money side, more than anything else. This family community is what's made a difference to me.
That's real talk. I love that. And I love you. Thank you so much. We got 1-star director, Devon. Is it Devon or Devin? How did you say your name one more time? Damon. Damon, if you're able, if you can unmute yourself, would you like to answer the same question? We're going to let him keep driving. We don't want to interfere with that. But we're going to call on Tyrone. Same question, sir. You're inside of corporate America. You've been making things happen, but you saw something here. You see it. You're chasing it. The first part is travel. How are you seeing a better life and a better way in it because of Travorium?
Made life affordable to travel. I might have earned trips on jobs for promoting, get someone promoted to the company, or recruiting someone for the company and everything like that, but never was able to travel on my own nickel. Travorium makes it available for anybody, person, to be able to travel. No matter what your income may be, you can afford to travel with Travorium.
Absolutely. And last but not least, Coach D, 4-star, almost ambassador. How have you seen a better life and a better way inside of Travorium as it relates to travel?
Well, when I came to Travorium, I was unemployed after 40 years.
Ooh.
And so now I've pretty much replaced my disposable income, and it has reset my life. I can go when I want, do what I want, how I want. It has refreshed my life. It gives me a way to reflect. And at this season of my life, actually being able to go and release some stress. Right now, I'm in the process of healing from my husband's death, resetting my life,
Yes.
realigning my life, and then reassigning my life. And relaunching my life. Trevorium is just a good opportunity. It's an opportunity to give people who have never had a chance. See, I want to be the proof. I want to be the proof that you can walk in this business, 60 years old, unemployed. My slip was not pink, it was blue. Start over and travel the world for pennies on a dollar. I want to make sure that we have ambassadors.
Yes.
And we have a project that we're doing on our team called Project 165. And out of that, we believe that we will be moving towards a circle of $100,000 earners. People like my girl over there in the corner, Tanya. Who she came. She was a little rough around the edges, just like me. But honey, she's a beast now.
Yes, she is.
Right?
Sure.
People like you, who is a pastor, an inner city pastor, who are working with people who may not have much, but in the hands of God, it is.
That's right.
And in the hands of Trevorium, it is. That's right. To be able to bring people out of their space. And then people like Tyrone, who just got married. I was with my husband 46 years. He's a newbie. He ain't even have a year yet. Right? And to be able to take his wife to Jamaica, to be able to afford to do that. That trip is almost $3,000.
Absolutely.
Right? And to be able to do that for $499 for two people is just absolutely amazing. Right? So all y'all honeymooners out there, all y'all people who feel like you can't do anything with your children. So that's what Trevorium means to me. It's just that I'm in a time of reset, Pastor. You know, Malmuda, I can't wait to come to the UK.
Yeah.
You know, I never really wanted to go there until I met you. I mean, you my girl, you my sister, right? Yes. And it's just the absolutely amazing experience. I can't wait for you to take me countryside up and down. I heard about the train. I can't wait to do that. It gives us just so many opportunities. And Damon, he act like he belonged to me sometimes. He inboxed me, and I was so proud when he went 1-star director. That's the thing. You don't have to be on anybody's team, because we all help and support one another, and we all care about each other. And we're going to be the evidence that Trevorium, although it may not be shouting real loud, but we are definitely proud. God bless you.
I love it. I love it. One of the things, Damon, let me get you to speak on that. A better life requires a better way. How has this thing become real for you, sir, as it relates to travel?
Well, now that I got a little bit of situated, I was on the way home, and just really happy to be on the call. But it got real. I took a trip to Disney World, and we drove from Colorado all the way to Florida. And that was 27 hours. So, and then it was 8 of us in the car too.
Okay.
So, so this journey this year got real personal, and I didn't really even want to talk about it until like after the trip, because I just already knew that there was different things that might come in the way, headaches or hiccups, or I just didn't want nothing to stop it. I put all of the stops in place. I upgraded my insurance on my car. Thank God for Trevorium, though. Yes. Because that started the trip. Absolutely. Last year we didn't get to go to Disney World because of COVID, and it was closed. And on top of that, I was having some health conditions, and so that was an issue. So it was just a no for all of us last year. Yes. But they had it back open this year, and we started out booking the room, and it was Memorial Day weekend. So anywhere else, it was like practically sold out. But Trevorium had tons of rooms available, and we booked a nice resort. It was a 2-bedroom available for 8 days, 7 nights for $138. So on Memorial Day weekend, it wasn't even available with any other offers. So
Wow.
yeah.
That's the evidence.
So it started there, but I can go on and on. The trip was just priceless. The kids had the time of their life.
Yes, sir.
And we got to, go barbecue on the beach.
Oh, come on.
Like the stories just kind of get priceless,
Yes, sir.
The Trevorium Resort had 24-hour pool with 24-hour jacuzzi. And I'll get a chance to post some of these pictures when I, get a chance to really just download everything. I'm still downloading everything in the mind because, on the journey we did have, a little incident on the journey with a little deer, but that didn't even stop us.
Right,
so,
right.
God is good.
Yes,
God
he is.
really protected us,
yes,
shielded us, and said, continue on your way there and back. And then when you come back, get a new car. How about
all right.
that?
Incredible. That's a story right there. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. I love it. I love it. Listen, we could go on and on, but there's one more thing I want to do before I share this tribute to each of you inside of Trevorium, and I'll say outside of Trevorium, because I believe that someone watching this live replay, after these testimonies, you're going to become a part of the family. That's the best part of this. Yeah. But let me just ask this last thing. We talked about that cash flow quadrant. And since we know that a better life requires a better way, what is it that speaks to you out of that teaching by Robert Kiyosaki? And Coach Tanya, since you just started becoming an expert, astute at the teaching by reading that book, the way you look, every time I see you got that book with you. So I want you to kind of take 90 seconds to pull out a pearl and a nugget, because somebody that's watching this, they're stuck like Chet up in that northwest. They at the top on the left. And we're trying to get them to move to the right, hashtag move to the right. But that's all they know. And maybe their mom and their dad passed it on, and their mom and their dad, and they're rugged like that. They don't know anything else. They haven't done anything else. They haven't tried anything else. That's all they know. They're in that E. And then some of us, we know that people that are in the S, but we got to get people to move to the right. That's what we're all working on ourselves, moving to the right. I want you to take at least 90 seconds, about 90 seconds. Give us at least one nugget from the teaching from the cash flow quadrant, and how a better life, how that helps you to fulfill the fact that a better life requires a better way. Coach T, you started out.
The two main things that I've learned from Robert Kiyosaki in this book, one is show up. Two is invest in yourself. When you can do those two things simultaneously, you can do that here in Trevorium. I'm investing in myself. I'm showing up to all the meetings, and every time I show up, I'm learning something new. I'm learning something different. You're never too old to learn. Chapter 2 say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. That's a lie. Just like you said earlier, hashtag that is a lie. If you are willing to learn, you can earn. I'm back to you, Coach.
Woo, man, look, those are nuggets. Y'all better write those down. Show up, hashtag invest in yourself. And if you're willing to learn, you can earn. Mamu, same question. Take anything that you've studied or you've heard and seen in that teaching, we've seen it over and over again, and tell us in 90 seconds or less what nugget that somebody can grab so that they can get into the space. A better life requires a better way.
It's not just a book. There's actually a game as well, the cash flow quadrant. It's never too late to teach your kids to start early. So start them young, get them on that board, playing the game and learning how to make money and how to have a better life.
Oh, wow. I didn't know it was a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, there's a game. We got the game here at my house. I'm thinking about breaking it out and playing it with my kids tonight. I want to see where their mind frame's at. If they want to be investors or if they want to, just be employees.
Yeah.
However it is, you got to be a good employee for you can really know how to manage a business though first. So I do teach my kids that as well.
Right.
And then, to be an owner, of what you do. So I read the Rich Dad, Poor Dad book, and I'm a big fan of the cash flow quadrant and Think and Grow Rich as well. So
yes,
really studying those very heavily every day, along with obviously the Bible first.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I love it, man. This look like-mindedness. That's a beautiful thing. And Mahmoud, thank you for sharing the fact about starting with your children. The Bible has so many things to say to our hearts, but one of them is to train up a child in the way they should go. That should also include the teaching of this cash flow quadrant information, of helping them to live an empowered life. To go, listen, don't we want our children to go further and to go higher than what we have in our own lives? We want them to go up even higher, right? And to do that, we got to be able to give them the tools and the resources to do so. So thank you for sharing that. We're going to call on Tyrone. We're going to ask you the same question, sir. What is it out of that teaching that you can share with somebody watching this live or replay that they can literally use to incorporate a better life to a better way?
A better life, a better way. Say if it is to be, it's up to me. Never put more work into someone else's dream than you put into your own. Now, we go to jobs that we have and everything like that, help pay the bills and everything like that. But take an hour to 2 hours a day to invest in yourself. You know, if we didn't learn anything from the pandemic, that we can't have just one stream of income. A lot of people was baffled because like, oh my God, job ending. Yeah. Okay, I got another stream of income, so I'm still good. Gotta have multiple resources. God is our source, but we gotta surround ourselves and get ourselves involved in things that are gonna help elevate us to another level.
Absolutely. Man, that's good stuff. I love being around you guys. Can't wait to see you in Jamaica. Coach D, last but not least, woman of God, I know you got some nuggets. Teach us, how can this thing be incorporated? You were there in the space for 40 years. You restarted, you rebranded at the age of 60. Most people would not even dream about, they would be too scared to even get on the road to do that. So you're living this thing out. A better life, a better way, from understanding those 4 quadrants. Break it down for us.
Well, I believe that everybody has when I first lost my job right before, I read a book called Caught Between a Dream and a Job.
Del Toro.
And Caught Between a Dream and a Job basically was saying that your job funds your dream. And so I would say to all of you out there, if you are on the right side of the court, if you are an employee, you want to fund your dream. And back when I was growing up, we were taught, get a good job. I mean, get a good education, get a good job, and work till you die. Or till you retire, right? The job that I had didn't even give me a pension. So I would say, if I could say to anybody this day, if you are working, if you are an employee, you definitely want to have a plan A, and your job become your plan B, and you start working on your A. And if you do that, you know, you will be able to. I was just very fortunate that at the time that I did get laid off, my husband, he had retired as well. And so we were able to systematically make changes, but keep your overhead low. And if you do implement a plan A, because I don't believe that your job should be your plan A. I believe that your job should be your plan B to fund your dream. And that's what I've taught my children. Every last one of my children, including my granddaughter, all of them are self-employed. All of them have their own businesses. All of them are consultants. All of them, from my granddaughter, 26 years old. My great-granddaughter and my granddaughter will never work for anybody, ever. They will work for this family. So, and all of them have degrees. We all have degrees, right? So I believe in education. I believe in all of that. But once my children saw how I reinvented my life, my son owns 4 businesses, and my daughter owns her own consulting business. It's very important that you teach your children that. And so we got a saying in the Taylor family where the babies say, "My daddy the boss."
Oh,
my grandma the boss.
All right.
Right? They the boss. We the boss.
Yeah.
Right? So they 2 and 4 and they already know.
Right.
It's going down. We the boss. Hey, we the boss.
That's good.
Boss is over here.
Yes. Right? And
Yeah.
they'll tell you, and they love to travel. They 2 and 4, and they love to one a great granddaughter, but they love it. They I mean, one was sitting in the pilot seat the other day, and the other one was talking about getting ready to go back to the beach. She called me,
I've
Gigi.
seen the pilot one.
Let's go to the beach.
Yes.
She ready to go back, right?
But
I want them to, because I know that expands their mind.
Yes,
the little one, she wants, the 2-year-old was playing not too long ago, and she had a little purse, and she said she was going to Paris. So y'all know I'm gonna take that baby to Paris, don't you?
Come on now.
Already.
I already know. You are, if it wasn't an overlap with where me going to Hawaii, she too, but she be in Paris.
That's right. That's right. That's good living.
Right. So
that's a better life.
That's a better life. It's just a better life. And what I love about Trevorium, in closing, because I could be here all night, but what I love about Trevorium is the fact that people who don't have a whole lot can take $130, less than $200, and start this business and change the direction of their family's life and their children's life.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm at the point where if a person is serious, I will invest in them. I will sow that seed in their life because I know that it will change their life. The David Hart and Adela Hart have a master plan. And people are rocking around talking about it's too good to be true. But I'm telling you, I have worked the plan and I'm gonna prove it. I'm going to prove it because many people said when I was in another network marketing business and they told me I would not be successful over here. They told me that. People told me that. People have tried to call me and get me to come to back to their company or to another company.
Right.
But I am going to be the evidence along with you, Pastor Mel and Tyrone and Damon and Tanya and Mahmuda. We're going to be the evidence and the proof that you can start from the bottom of a comp plan and work your way to the top.
Absolutely.
Better life requires a better way.
Better way, baby.
Well, we could be up here all day, but let me just give a shout out. We got Minister Renithia. She says you need multiple streams of income. Absolutely true. We got Dr. Phyllis. She says, show up, invest in yourself. Never too late to learn, and you can still earn. We got Dolores Jones. She says, show up. There's so many in the chat. Chris Barnes, we see you tonight. We see others tonight. Kyle Thrower, thank you so much, man. We've enjoyed everybody's company, but we got to close this thing out. And ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, there's no better way for me to close out than by giving you a tribute that I received today. It spoke to my heart so many volumes, and I hope it speaks to yours. It should epitomize who you are every single day and what you're all about. Even if you feel that you're at the bottom, you can get to the top when you use what we use, because a better life requires a better way. Now, I'm going to need some administrative support here because I've not used Zoom to share a video. And I think the last time I did it, Coach D, there was no sound. So is there something specifically I need to do? I'm going to put on a YouTube video. I'm going to share my screen. What do I need to do to make sure that everybody can hear it?
You gotta do computer audio.
And where do I do that at?
It's over in a corner somewhere. In the corner, and it says computer audio. I don't have it, so I can't do it.
Can I make, I was going to ask you, maybe I can make you the host and you do it. Is that, or I'm going to try my best. I hope it works. Is it in video settings? I want to give it a shot.
No, it's over in the right hand corner. And if you click, it'll show you computer audio, and you got to do that. Or even when you get ready to share the video in the corner, before you share it, when you click share, it's going to be a thing that pops up that says computer audio.
Okay. So I got it. It says optimize for video and share sound. Okay, I think I got it. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull up this tribute.
Love y'all.
Love you even more. Let me see if I can make this happen. Hopefully. Why is it not sharing? I don't see it. I don't see it. Well, no, I'm not seeing it on my screen.
I think a bird has gotten into my security system.
Uh-oh.
And everybody's calling me, like, because my family's hooked up to it. And they like, somebody's lurking. No, it's a bird.
Can you all see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes,
Here's what I'm going to do. We're going to close out with this. Never heard of the gentleman until today. Never heard of this song until today. I want you to listen carefully to the lyrics. Make them your own. Personalize them. I think it epitomizes everything that we've said tonight. That a better life requires a better way. And you ought to not let anybody or anything get in your way about doing it your way. And that should be the Trevorium way. Here's a tribute to each and every one of you. Here we go.
I've been sad, I've been lost, I've been down and out and lonely. Yeah. I've been suffering at a job in a world that tries to own me. When I wake up every morning, there's an image of a better place. Yeah. Cause the harder that we grind, then the sweeter is the glory. People say I'm foolish. People say I'm blinded by faith. But if I run out of air, if I crash, I don't care. I'm gonna do it my way. I can make it through this. You can throw the world in my face. But the fear gives me life, and I swear till I die, I'm gonna do it my way. Hey, gonna do it my way. Gonna do it my way.
Just turn the house speakers on. Turn the house speakers on, Pastor Mel.
Me with your lies and with your parody.
Are you all not hearing it?
Nope, we don't hear it.
We don't hear it.
We can hear it. I'm over here jamming.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
We can hear it.
In darkness, I don't hide
You
'cause I
can
got
hear a little something.
clarity. I still wake up in the morning with the vision of a better life. See, the option of defeat's just not written in my story. People say I'm foolish. People say I'm blinded by faith. But if I run out of air, if I crash, I don't care. I'm gonna do it my way. I can make it through this. You can throw the world in my face. But the fear gives me life, and I swear till I die, I'm gonna do it my way. Gonna do it my way. Gonna do it my way. Every time they build a wall around me, I will tear it down and say I'ma live my dream. Gotta live my dream. Even when the floods rush round to drown me, I just hold my breath and pray, let me live my dreams. Every single one of my, I ain't quitting none of my dreams. People say I'm foolish. People say I'm blinded by faith. But if I run out of air, if I crash, I don't care. I'm gonna do it my way. I can make it through this. You can throw the world in my face. But the fear gives me life, and I swear till I die, I'm gonna do it my way. Let me fly through the air, if I crash, I don't care. I'm gonna do it my way. Cause the fear gives me life, and I swear till I die, I'm gonna do it my way.
I hope that blessed y'all tonight. That's my new theme song. I think you should make it yours if you're a part of the Trevorium.
Yes.
There's a way to do it, and a better life. What does it require, y'all?
Better way.
My way.
Love you all. Have a blessed night.
Good night.
Bye.
Yes.